at the train station, and they look down a tunnel or something, then the tunnel becomes, if the tunnel at the train station becomes a tunnel in Narnia. Does that make sense? Okay.
That's what he's saying.
Can you remember like what that looked like, that transition? Like, did it actually look like going through a door, or what did it look like?
Okay, so he heard from some other report that they're at a train station and they look through some tunnel, and the tunnel's like a tunnel in Narnia. Do you remember what that transition looked like? Yeah. It was a door, you're saying?
It looked like a door?
No, he said not a door. He said it was the subway tunnel.
Okay.
It's just a subway tunnel.
But, like, as far as, did it show, like, what kind of effect they're going to do to show the transition into Narnia?
What kind of effect do they do to show the transition into Narnia? The wall breaks, is that what you're saying? Yeah. The wall breaks open?
Yeah.
Sure?
What wall breaks open?
What, Brian?
What wall breaks open? Like a wall of the train station?
The train station wall breaks open? He said the train station wall breaks open.
That's interesting. So the train station wall breaks
back? Open. What gets sucked back? Oh, the wall gets sucked back.
The wall gets sucked back. That sounds interesting.
Well, because I might go again. I might ask them if they'll just let me see the preview. But it's like I didn't see anybody in an ice block.
Okay.
So I'm confused about that. And I didn't notice Reba Cheap either.
Did you see any shots of Susan fighting?
Did you notice any shots of Susan fighting?
Like a bow and arrow or swords or anything like that?
Did you notice Susan fighting, like with bow and arrow or swords or anything?
No.
The older girl?
Yeah, well...
No, but it's like specifically, did you notice?
I know it went by fast, but I thought maybe you'd remember like a glimpse.
Yes, there were shots of her fighting.
Was she using swords or a bow and arrow?
Did you notice if she was using swords or a bow and arrow?
That's important.
It's a bow and arrow.
Okay, because that's significant. Do you want to think of like funny like screen names, like code names I can use for you guys?
Just call us the Hounds.
The Hounds?
We have to have a code name for the forum. The Hounds, like a dog, like a hound.
So you want me to call you guys? So I got a report from the Hounds that, you want me to say that?
Yeah, that's what we call ourselves, the Hounds. That's
Okay.
our secret group.
I'll use the name the Hounds.
Yeah.
Okay, that'll work. And
you can even call us Mr. and Mrs. Hound if you want.
Okay.
That's our joke. We always call each other Hounds, so that would be funny.
Okay,
like Mr. and Mrs. Beaver, but we're Hounds.
I'll use one of those, and that way I can differentiate who's saying what. Okay, well, this has been incredible.
Yep, bye.
165 days to go until the release of Prince Caspian, but more importantly at the moment, as I record this, there are 2 days, 3 hours, 14 minutes, and 51 seconds remaining until the first trailer comes out. That's right, it's coming out December the 5th. My MySpace page currently has a countdown clock on it, counting down the seconds to the trailer. The report leads to believe there's probably going to be several different sites that have it. And so you would think they would all want to, be competing with each other, want to get it up as soon as possible. And so we think that probably means it'll be up at midnight, but we don't know for sure. The second Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe trailer came out at around 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so it'll possibly be up at midnight. But I know where I'm going to be at midnight on Wednesday. I'll probably, when the trailer comes out, I'll probably stay up until about 4 in the morning, hitting refresh every minute or so. Like, come on, where is it? And then after that, I'll say, okay, it's not going to come out right at midnight. Then I'll probably get a few hours sleep so that I can be prepared for the craziness and get up. And as soon as it comes out, off and running. We got to start screen capping as soon as possible. Watch it a million times, of course. And it gets crazy. For a Narnia fan, anticipating the movie, it doesn't get much bigger than this. This is one of the big defining moments of the anticipation. And it takes at least a week to recover from the shock of, oh my gosh, there's a trailer, there's footage. And so, you see it tell, I'm super excited. But, so, December the 5th, no other place you want to be than online, hitting refresh, NarniaWeb.com, checking to see when the trailer comes up, and then, of course, watching it a million times. And I'm hoping they'll have it in glorious 1080p high definition. That's what I'll get it in. And you'll also get some of the highest resolution screen captures NarniaWeb has ever had of these, so looking forward to that. But believe it or not, there actually is news besides that. it may seem difficult to believe that. But there's more news than the fact that the trailer is coming out on December the 5th. Thierry Annard, the founder of NarniaWeb, got a hold of a portfolio full of concept art from Prince Caspian, much of which we've seen. But the most interesting part about it is that it has like a page, like a parchment thing that apparently Caspian wrote. And I don't know for sure this will be in the film or not. You would suppose so, whether use what they have for it, but I don't know. And a lot of it's kind of cheesy, but this one part in particular has really caught my eye, and that's this to me appears to be something that he's writing. They're probably gonna pin it up all over the forest or something, telling the Narnians to meet at the dancing lawn, I guess, and talk to this new Caspian guy. And he's kind of inviting them. And here's what really catches my eye. He writes, "I cannot fight alone, but nay will I allow others to stand before me and say they are stronger." This seems to go pretty well along with that idea we've been hearing about. We heard that Caspian's going to be a little more cocky than he is in the book, and of course we heard that and said, well, I think what they're doing is giving Caspian a journey to where he ends up in the movie. As far as a lot of people brought this up. As far as Caspian at the end of the book, Aslan says, "Do you feel yourself sufficient to take up the kingship of Narnia?" Caspian answers no, and he was just a kid. And then Aslan replies, "Well, then that proves you are fit to be king." Basically because of Caspian's humility. A lot of people use that example, but a lot of people don't forget about the example of Miraz's fate. Miraz is just the opposite. Miraz had Narnia at his mercy, and everybody knew it. All he had to do was keep fighting, and that's it. He would have won. But instead, what happens? Glazelle and Caspian come to him and imply that he is a coward straight to his face, and Miraz's pride just can't take it. And so he foolishly accepts Peter's challenge to single combat. He's got the victory, in the palm of his hand, but he chooses to risk everything and accept this challenge to single combat. Why would he do something so foolish? Well, his own pride got the best of him. He just couldn't take what Glazelle and Caspian were saying, and Miraz ends up dead. In other words, the hero Caspian humbles himself at the end, and Aslan says that makes you worthy to be king. Miraz cannot humble himself, and he ends up dead, and his army defeated. I love that idea. And so you start to think, well, maybe what they're doing is taking that idea, and they want to make it more of a theme that kind of stretches throughout the entire movie, and maybe you can even bring the Pevensies into a little bit. Doesn't sound like a terrible idea, sounds like kind of a good idea. But I'm just worried about, Adamson says that they have a very intense argument, Peter and Caspian. I mean, when you have shouting matches and when you're actually sword fighting each other over something, and I don't think they're actually trying to kill each other, but that's when we've crossed the line officially. I've talked so many times before about Caspian's awe and respect to the Pevensies is so important. And actually, disagreements is one thing, and conflict, of course, because they all both care about Narnia. But actual shouting matches, no, you crossed the line. But like a lot of things in Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, the basic idea, as far as what they're changing, not a bad idea, kind of expanding on that idea in the book, but, don't cross the line. You can only go so far with this before it's like, okay, we're really off book here. So that's a big concern. One of the things I'm most concerned about in the film. So that's what's kind of been on my mind. But December the 5th, I can hardly contain myself. I can't wait. I asked off work. I was like, why? Prince Caspian trailer's coming out. You need a whole day to watch that? It's just a 2-minute video. It's like, yeah, I need a whole week to watch that, but I'm only going to take one day. So, December the 5th, go to NarniaWeb, keep on hitting refresh until that trailer is up, and, man, this is a moment you never forget when you see the words, the trailer is up or whatever it's going to say. It's just amazing. So, December the 5th, remember the 5th of December. That's the day that every Narnia fan anticipating the film is going to remember. So, my next video, I'll have the trailer analysis, of course. I'm going to be using a green screen. I hope to get it up same day as the trailer. If not, then hopefully it'll be the next day, Thursday, I hope. But it's going to be kind of a complicated one because I'm doing the green screen again. So 165 days to go until the release of Prince Caspian. But at the moment, everyone's thinking about the fact that there are 2 days, 3 hours, 8 minutes, and 48 seconds as I record this to go until the trailer. So my next video will be my trailer analysis. So everyone brace yourselves and get ready for the first Prince Caspian trailer.